Today doing a bit of a heat pump repair, Aerotherm up there, and apparently the heat pump was installed 5 years ago and the system was shut down when the COVID crisis came along, and it was never put back online again, and they've got an event on and they need it working tomorrow. So the usual panic stations. This heat pump's feeding a wing of a hotel, 3 or 4 rooms, and hot water for the bathrooms. And heat pump repairs, if you've got a heat pump and you're trying to get someone to repair it, just forget about it. There's hardly anyone out there who will come to your aid. And when you do find someone, they'll want paying handsomely. I think Vaillant wanted nearly 500 quid to come out and have a look at this. That's just to come out and look at it. So that's what you're looking at. So initial thoughts on the system. First thing I noticed, obviously this is off the diverter valve, so we're going to replace that, because you can see it's bent into all kinds of shapes. Doesn't appear to be a sensor on the cylinder. You can see that blue plug there. I think that's where the cylinder sensor should be. I'm not 100% a Vaillant expert, more of a Viessmann heat pump installer, but they're all pretty much the same once you get your head around the controls. So what we're going to do, we're going to change the head on there. I've got a replacement for it. We're going to put a sensor on there. I'm hoping it's a 10K sensor. We keep 10K sensors in stock for our Vaillant gear, and we'll extend it with a box there into the control unit. It looks as though there used to be a sensor there, because I can see the cables kind of leading to where it would be. Interestingly, this the cylinder's on a plug top, and there's a burnt out element there, and there's a box full of elements there, and there's a burnt out pump. So something's telling me something at some point wasn't quite right, whether they were waiting on parts, because apparently the company who did it went bankrupt. Don't know anything about them, but yeah. So we're going to change the head, put the sensor in, and see what happens. So this is the head we need for the diverter. It's not a 3-port mid-position head as you'd normally see it in a traditional kind of heating setup. It's open in one position. It's normally open to the heating, so with no power, the central heating flow comes down there, into there, and it flows into the buffer. So, and when power is applied, it powers over and it shuts off port A, and we get hot water. So it's always normally open to heating, 240 volts, closes the heating and brings us onto hot water. So change that, they're about 100 quid, and see if it starts motoring. Right, so straight away the first problem we can see why this motorized valve head is so bent out of shape is when they put the 3-port in, all this is covering the front, so you can't get to the screw around there to tighten the 3-port onto the body. So someone's obviously had to wrench that off and possibly break the threads inside there. So we'll have to move this across, or try and see if we can get an Allen key in there and just get onto that fitting and get it tightened on. So we've changed the head, put the sensor in, wired it into a new box, connected it into the unit. But I've noticed the display on the interface is gone, so we're going to need a new display on that. So it seems as though it's working. We're getting hot water flow to the coil, temperature on the return, and yeah, I can't hang around and wait for it to get to temperature, so we'll just have to wait and see, and we'll have to order a new one of those and get back to you.